His disciples, don't offend people, if at all possible, and don't get offended, but walk in forgiveness. They knew that he was so serious, like this was such a big commandment. The awareness of it really came on them. And I think if we're really honest with ourselves, in this world, it's so easy to offend and be offended. So what do? Well, in Luke chapter 17, verse 5, the apostles said to the Lord, increase our faith. In other words, they're saying, if we're going to live in this world and not offend and not be offended, I'm going to need more faith to do that, Jesus. You're really going to need to help me. Maybe that's a good link. You know, maybe sometimes the root of offense is unbelief. The reason we get offended is because we don't think that God's in control. We identify with what people said about us, and then, you know, we just spiral down. So the disciples are saying, Lord, increase our faith. Then the Lord said this, if you had faith like a mustard seed, you would say to this mulberry tree, be rooted and be planted in the sea, and it would obey you. Lord, increase our faith. And Jesus lets them know the issue isn't that they need more faith. They need to take the little faith that they have and start using it. Lord, increase our faith. Oh, wait, if you had faith the size of a mustard seed, the smallest seed known to the Middle Eastern gardener during that time, that little tiny seed could grow up to be this huge plant inside the garden. And Jesus said, if you had the faith of a little mustard seed, there's so much potential in faith that planted in the right ground, used in the right place. If you stand on your faith, you don't need more faith. Take the little bit that you have and just say, God, I'm going to use that for you. Jesus had already taught us that the Lord has given to every man the measure of faith. The ability, the possibility, the potential is already there. Jesus said that a faith of a mustard seed could speak to a mulberry tree and say, be rooted up and go cast into the sea. And Jesus said, it's going to happen. I'm so tempted sometimes to say, Lord, I need more faith. And the position that I'm taking is really from a mindset of that I'm disadvantaged. And the Lord would just say, take what you know right now. Take a promise that you've heard. You stand upon that word. You insist on it. You pray that word. And you stand your ground until you see the fulfillment of what that promise was, that mulberry tree suddenly uprooted and cast into the sea is the fulfillment of what prayer and faith is seeking. So, not more faith, Lord. Let me take what I have today that you've blessed me with and let me plant it in a fertile ground so that it would produce.